It's a crazy title, I know, but hear me out. If you're here for some fun and positivity, I have tons of videos like that on my channel, but this is not one of them. Now I just felt like was a good time to talk about this, especially with 2.2 right around the corner. Today, I'm going to tell my Geometry Dash journey. I started playing the light version of this game back in sometime, I want to say early 2014. I was really bad when I started, but I eventually got good enough to be back on track. I remember being so excited that I beat it that I actually uploaded it to Every Play, and that was my first Geometry Dash related upload on anything. After this though, I quickly lost interest in the game and just moved on to whatever the most popular mobile game was at the time. It wasn't until years later though that I would find out about the full version of Geometry Dash when my friend Billy told me about it at summer camp. He told me about the lore about Anaban and Riot verifying Bloodbath and all the other kind of like intricate Geometry Dash stuff that really sparked my interest. I just couldn't believe that what he was showing me was Geometry Dash. So I immediately bought the full version of Geometry Dash for the first time in the summer of 2016. I remember the first level I ever played was this level called Away by Christella, and I remember being so amazed by it. I just couldn't believe that this Geometry Dash was this Geometry Dash. But at this point, I was hooked. I became quickly obsessed with the editor, all the different game modes, trying to beat like every level I possibly could. But I think one of the main things that drew me in was the music. Growing up, I really loved electronic EDM style music, and the fact that it was so incorporated into Geometry Dash's DNA, it just made it so much more enjoyable for me. Sometimes I would play levels I didn't even like just because I liked the music. And actually, a lot of those levels to this day happen to be some of my favorite because I have such personal memories just playing them over and over again. But at this point, Geometry Dash pretty much became my life. I would wake up, I would play it pretty much all day, and then I would go to sleep. GD quickly became my life. When I woke up, I would think about it all day, and when I went to sleep, I would have dreams about it. At my peak, I played for about 8 hours a day, and I did this for about 2 years. To put it in perspective, I spent 33% of my year, for 2 years straight, just playing GD. And despite me in the past flexing the fact that I have 6,000 hours in this game, today, I'm not here to glorify that fact. It was honestly one of the worst times in my life. What it was an addiction for me, and I think this addiction really started because I was going through a rough patch in my life. I had someone really close to me pass away, I was pretty much forced out of my school and put into a new one, and my insecurities were at an all-time high. When I switched to this new school, I barely made any effort to make new friends because why did I need to make new friends when I had Geometry Dash? I was helplessly bullied for it, but honestly, it only made me want to play Geometry Dash more. It just distracted me from a reality that I really just didn't want to deal with at the time. It wasn't until high school that I started to break my addiction and have a healthy relationship with my favorite game. I started this very channel you're watching right now, and it seemed like everything was good after this point, but the truth is, it wasn't. Even though Geometry Dash was a big problem I had in my life, it wasn't the cause of the issue. The issue, among some others, was depression. I realized it was definitely abnormal to be having the thoughts I was having, and instead of talking to a therapist about it, I played Geometry Dash. And the reason I did this was because I was scared. I didn't want medication to be forced on me, I didn't want to be hospitalized, and I was just also scared about opening up about this stuff in the first place. I also didn't want to be arrested, which was a genuine fear I had at the time. Fear and judgment is also the reason why I'm not super open about talking about this stuff even today. Even though in high school I had a much healthier relationship with Geometry Dash than I did in middle school, it still kept its role as being a distraction from reality for me rather than something that made me genuinely happy. The unfortunate reality of depression is there's not much that can make you genuinely happy, so settling for a kind of above average feeling is more ideal than nothing. But in the summer of 2022, I made the decision to start streaming consistently. It's something I wanted to do for a really long time, so when the summer came around, it gave me the opportunity to do it. When I tell you, it was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made in my life. I built a little community who liked watching me play Geometry Dash and talk about random stuff. It was the greatest feeling. I was excited to get on stream, play Geometry Dash to my few people, and just talk about whatever. Even though it may not seem like that much to most people, I pumped out 30 streams and 10 videos that summer, which may not seem like a lot to some people, but it was a lot for me. I was finally happy, and the reason was Geometry Dash and YouTube. But I had an issue. I had to leave for college at the end of the summer. I was obviously aware of this the entire summer, but I just didn't want to think about it. I had my final stream without really any prior announcement, and it was really emotional for me. I remember the second I ended that stream, I felt so empty. I made a promise that I would keep making videos while I was in college, but I made 2 videos and then I stopped. I was gone. I loved streaming so much that without even realizing, it inspired me to create more GD content. Now that I wasn't streaming, I had no passion to keep making GD videos. My motivation at this time was also like at an all-time low because college made everything exponentially harder. My PC was home, which means when I went home, I would make the videos, and then I would come back to college, edit them, and try to schedule them in a way that worked for me, but it was just a lot of work. I sort of tried to do this for a little bit, but I just really didn't like how the videos came out, and there were little things that I wanted to go back and change, but obviously I couldn't do that because my PC was at home. And I didn't want to bring my PC to college for 2 reasons. One being I had a roommate, and I didn't want to keep having to kick out my roommate to make videos because I already had to do that for TikToks and some videos for Little Uppy, so doing it for Uppy GD, which would probably be something that would happen multiple times a week, it would have been a lot. My PC was also on its last leg, and I was scared of it crashing or something happening, and I don't even know. But I wound up building a new PC, and it's here with me today. Now I'm in my sophomore year of college, I have a whole room to myself, I have my PC with me, so you know what that means. Actually, before I get ahead of myself, let me finish telling my story. Last September, when I came to college, the 2.2 trailer also released, and I was so disappointed by it. I was already demotivated, so at this point, my motivation was in the negatives. But as I mentioned, I started making videos for Little Uppy at this point, and I got to finish a lot of projects that I wanted to do for a long time, and some other little cool things that I just did spur of the moment. Even though I did all that over the past year, and I had a lot of fun doing it, none of it really made me as happy as streaming did. So I guess I'll just take this moment to announce that I'll be streaming on this channel again, and I will be making videos hopefully somewhat consistently. Without jinxing it, because I know I always do this kind of stuff where I say I want to do something and then it doesn't happen, but I really want to try to do this because, as I mentioned, it's something that definitely makes me happy, and I feel like it would better my life so much by doing it. So I'm putting this out into the world, and hopefully I stick to it. I'm gonna keep the same schedule I had last year, which was pretty much no schedule for streaming. I kind of just stream whenever I want, and for videos, I would upload Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it wouldn't be all Tuesdays. But basically, when I did upload, it will be on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the point of this video wasn't to make this announcement. It was pretty much just to talk about the relationship between Geometry Dash, my mental health, and I also wanted to show some gratitude for the people who came to my streams during that time. As I kind of implied before, you guys just coming into my stream and interacting with me literally made me the happiest I've been in years. I've always tried to be okay with just making content for myself and not for others, and at the end of the day, I do make my content for myself because I just love doing it, but at the end of the day, I do want people to see my stuff and appreciate it and build a little community that likes my stuff. Even though I probably would still be doing all this if I had 0 viewers, it does give me a little bit of validation when I do have some people liking my stuff. It makes me feel better about spending my time and makes it not feel wasted. Or maybe I shouldn't say wasted, because if you're having fun doing something, it's not wasted time. Wasted time is time spent trying to find happiness in something that doesn't make you happy, instead of just doing something that makes you happy. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope to see you in my next stream or video, and please support my other channel, Little Uppy, because I have a lot of cool projects, as I said, over there. I just made a short film over the summer that took a while, and I'm super proud of that, and I feel like it kind of connects to a lot of the themes that I'm talking about, you know, staying true to myself and doing stuff that makes me happy. But yeah, I don't know how to end this.